Hey, how's it going, guys? So I just leaving the house. It's about 6:45. Well, pre-collision assist. Electronics on this truck are a pain in the ass. But anyway, I'm just leaving the house here. It's January 28th, 6:45 in the morning, Sunday. Heading over to go fishing down the road here. I set up the house here a few nights ago, fished with the father-in-law a little bit. He caught a couple walleye, a small walleye, but it's good to see those, and the northern. I didn't catch anything that night, but left the house out. There wasn't much wind or anything, so left the house out, and yeah, I'm gonna get out there about an hour before daylight, fish for 3 or 4 hours at least, depending on how the bite is. And as you can see, I'm rocking my Chiefs gear. Huge ball game today, Chiefs Ravens, so representing on that. So I will definitely be off the ice and watching that game here well before 2 o'clock. So anyway, but yeah, I'll keep in touch. Next time you see me, I'll be in the actual ice house. Just want to let you guys know what I was up to here. Yeah, let's see. I have not caught a fish through the ice. I can't say I haven't caught one this year, because I caught one about this same weekend last year. It was actually next weekend as far as the timeline. Last year I caught a 23-inch walleye. So I'm not quite a year without catching one through the ice, but pretty damn close. So let's see if we can change that. All right, copy that. See you guys. How we doing, guys? So I just rolled up the ice house here. She's nice and frosty, you can tell. Like I said, I left her out for a few days, but buddy heater fired up right away. Here's my tip ups, which we might use later. This morning I'll be doing like a dead stick jig combo, probably the most deadly tactic that I've ever seen anybody use. So, but anyway, tip ups are a lot of fun. We'll do that another time or later. But anyway, I'll have to pop these holes open, so I'll show you that. But yeah, this is what's cool about leaving this thing up. I'm probably within 10 minutes of fishing, so let's go. Ooh. So you guys, I'm not sure if you heard that or not, but you can hear it making ice out here. It's pretty damn spooky. But you can check this out. These are razor sharp. This is my ion. Now when I make these videos, guys, I'm going to speak as if you may or may not know anything about this, man. Being from Missouri, I've been here 10 years, but I've only been ice fishing for 5. So I know some of my boys back home and some of my family will be watching this and won't have much experience at all in what I'm doing. So just bear with me if any of this seems obvious or if I'm over explaining something. But anyway, these holes are already done, so I just got to pop them back open real quick. So I'll do that. I'm just going to fish these two, I think. Stayed pretty damn insulated apparently. Inside of here. That's cute. Not too bad. Always want to clean that off, and then just make sure I put this damn guard back on this. It'll cut the living shit out of you. Dumbass. Alright guys, I'll set that out of the way. You can hear that ice being made. Like I said, that's a little hard to get used to, I realize. That's part of it. That's good that it's making ice. Just cleaning ice out of the holes. This is a lot more of a chore when you drill a new hole, but this is literally, there was like 2 inches of ice on this damn thing because they were drilled the other night. And this is an insulated hub. So honestly, I'm sweating my butt off already. I got my insulated shit on, but I'll be sitting here in sweatpants and a sweatshirt here in just a minute. So that's pretty dope. Have to bear with me a little bit here on the camera stitch, but so this is a flasher, heads up. It's actually one of my, it's my first fish finder I ever had. And I just got fortunate, I bought the ice model. So it actually sets up where you can, it's called a flasher. You can see your bait, you'll see that directly. But okay, holy hell, it's hot in here. Okay. Ooh, GPS. Okay, so that's good enough for me. There's one other cool view we'll use. There we go. At some point, this will probably turn into Lake Master, yeah. Yeah, so you can kind of see, so this is the transducer, just like what a guy would have on the back of his boat, but it's made for ice fishing. And I need to get a frickin' minnow in the water because it's starting to get daylight. Typically this time of year, especially like the first hour of daylight, and the last hour of daylight's the best. But anyway, you can see the second I drop that in there, now you can see like red is the bottom of the lake at 18 foot, okay? I don't know how well you can see that. Be that guy that drops his shit in the lake like everybody. But anyway, you can see the 18 foot there. The red is the bottom. So, and this is my deucer. Here, my transducer. So you can see that moves. You'll see that more when I start fishing. You'll see my lure way down here, and you'll actually see fish start to come up in that. I'll probably try to dial in a little bit better camera system. I got to rig something up with my other GoPro, so I'll kind of shine it at the flasher, but I'll do that after I get a freaking minnow in the water. So anyway, this is my setup. I set my depth highlight to 18 to 22 feet. You can see I'm right here. I'm kind of on an inside corner of a natural or a transition out to the flats on a point. I don't know, I fished here before. It's a pretty damn good spot, so bear with me. I'm gonna get some damn bait in the water here, just heads up. All right, using shiner minnows today. Keep from dropping this damn thing. So shiner minnow, little slip bobber. Obviously, I didn't even know what these things were when I moved up here, but slip bobber so that you can adjust your depth. So we're gonna drop this down in the hole here. A lot of times you will see, fish come right up, like when you first start fishing. You can see my lure there, see it as it drops. Now if you see some stuff coming up off the bottom, and see that, how that stood up when I dropped it. So it's got a knot on it, and it stands up when you drop it. So that's kind of what we got going on. When I'm jigging later, you'll be able to see me moving my bait a little bit. But this will be my dead stick. There's just going to be a minnow swimming around down there. In this hole, you can have 2 rods in Minnesota. And that middle hole, I'm going to have a jig set up where I'm just kind of actually jigging on it. So usually a common thing to have a dead stick and a jig. So I'm going to be in touch here in a minute. I got to get the camera set up. I got to tie on the jig rods. So I'll be in touch. Let's see what happens here. All right, So no immediate action. Honestly, I can't say for sure that I've seen more than like 1 or 2 marks on here. That's what you call them, as a mark. Excuse me. Whenever you see something come up and kind of check out your lure or whatever. So that's not the greatest sign, but at the same time, you never know. Fish kind of move around these edges, these transition zones, so they're in like little schools sometimes even. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna be here for 3 or 4 hours, most likely at least, and this is the part where I'm probably gonna just lock in, pour some coffee, get a I don't know, what do I listen to, a podcast or, god damn, I can't get used to that. It sounds like thunder almost, but it's coming from the frickin' ice underneath you, and it's like plates, like seismic plates almost, with the ice cracking and making more ice. I worry my Missouri guys may not be into that at all. I'm not really into it, but it's part of it. So anyway, yeah, so obviously if you've ever messed with these GoPros, you know how they work. I'll just I'll be looping and I'll be in touch if anything happens, but otherwise I'm gonna start just chilling. At this point I'm completely set up, I would say. So alright guys, we'll see what happens.
As we all know, Brady stayed retired. Purdy started this year, and it all led up to last week. Are you concerned at all about what you saw last week? I am concerned with what I saw last week. And this isn't, to me, a knock on Brock Purdy, because I love what Brock Purdy did all year long. This is a knock on, I don't believe he played the same way last week after something that happened early in this game, because Brock Purdy plays all year confidently, attacking down the field. Now, there is no team that attacks the middle of the field.
Hell of a deal.
So there are lots of bodies in here.
Pretty sure I got a minnow about that size in my bucket, but that's my first one of the year. There he went down the hole. See if we can't get something a little bigger than that. Like I said, that one I lost earlier, I saw the white belly. I'm pretty sure he was a big old walleye, but yeah, we'll keep after it. Didn't get skunked, officially got a fish, so let's keep rolling here. Ugh. Brutal. Alright guys, so I lost that one fish. That's probably the most excitement I've had, other than a little bluegill or whatever. But I'm gonna do something. So there's a thing called tip-ups. If you're not familiar with how it works, so this is a tip-up. I don't even recall. High Tech Fishing is the brand of these. Not affiliated with them. Just they're pretty much all the same. But for my guys back home that haven't done this is, I would say it's similar to like sinking fly line. You know, it's just a braided, I mean, that'd be the easiest way to say it. It's just a braided line. But anyway, you put some fluorocarbon or monofilament or whatever on there. I got a couple weights. Typically I use like a bigger minnow. I like to use these shackle rigs. That's just because I freaking hate losing fish, man. So what I do is I'll hook up a minnow, and I'll do that here in a minute, but I'll hook this like under the skin on both sides, and then that way typically I get some damn hooks in it. But anyway, yeah, so you set your depth, which I'll use the fish finder for that, but you set your depth for it. I'm going to show you in here, and then we're going to go outside and set this. But you set your depth, and then what you do is you set this underneath this little spinner. You set this under there, and then check this out. If a fish pulls on this, flag goes up. So that's the most basic tip-up rundown. Super simple. It's way easier with the fish finder. You can like literally set your bait to depth just like I do in the ice house with my other rods. But All right, we're gonna go outside. I'll take you out there with me, but we're gonna go ahead and set a tip up out a little bit further out, a little bit deeper, change it up a little bit, and I'll just flip the bail on my rod in here just in case something goes down. But yeah, we'll set up out and a little bit further out on the point, and then I'll just peek out every once in a while. I'll just have a dead stick in here and a tip up out there, and probably just watch some football, frickin' hype up, and drink some coffee. Maybe even eat some snacks. So I'll be in touch, guys. Yeah, next time I see you, we'll be out there setting this tip up. So. Okay, so, sure how well you can see me here. So we drilled the hole, now we're going to clean the hole out, like I talked about before, all the slush and snow out of there. And I'll probably use a little bit bigger minnow, or I for sure will use a bigger minnow out here. Usually looking to catch like fat northern or real nice walleye is what I like tip ups for. Common to catch a lot of northerns on them. That is how I caught my big walleye last year about this time of year, is on a tip up. Whoa, buddy. Alright. Fun. Hook's reeled up a little bit too hard. Watch it now. Chance in there, boy. Okay, now we're in business. So like I said, I'm gonna hook this guy. It's called a shackle rig. Just barely get him under the skin on both sides. I don't want to hurt him too bad. I'd like him to be kind of lively underneath there. So I'm gonna get him under the skin there. And then another one, probably. Let me get him a little further back in the body on this one. Okay. So he's hooked up. I'm gonna lower him down in there. Now this line is inside of this little keeper here. And I'm gonna put the transducer in here so that I can see how deep I'm going here, which is super handy. Just like what we did in the house, you'll see, I can see it going down that flasher. That's exactly how I'm gonna know. There's all kinds of shit going on down there too. Huh. There must be a school of perch or something down there if I had to guess. It's 17 foot right here. I'm gonna leave it a little higher. I like to leave it a little ways up off the bottom because fish typically, from what I've studied, will come up to eat. So that's at least my theory for today. I'm gonna set that son of a bitch right there. A little bit more. that's what we're gonna do, man. I'm gonna fight my deucer out of here, and I'm gonna go sit in the ice house and hope to see this flag fly up here in a minute. So let's see what happens. Hey guys, how we doing? So as you saw, we just set up that tip up. So I've just kind of got the door cracked open, tip up. The flag I've got set is right out here. Super freaking nice today. It's gonna be, I want to say it's gonna get up in the 30s today. So I do have the heater running. But honestly, it's pretty comfy in here. So I'm probably gonna fish for another hour or so, hour and a half maybe. I'm gonna get home and do some things around the house, and I don't know, I haven't been eating too much pizza or bad food, but I'm gonna smash some lots of matzo action and watch that football game today, so I'm pretty fired up about that. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep sitting here watching football hype, and hopefully we'll see this flag fly, or else I've got the I'm still fishing. I've just got my my dead rod or whatever. Dead stick is what some guys call it. I've got a pretty lively minnow on down there, so pretty much doing the same thing over here I'm doing over there, but typically not a lot of action in the middle of the day this time of year, but it beats the hell out of a lot of things. So I'll be in touch if we have any luck. Copy.
I just love the story of the kid back Mark Andrews. That's going to be big. They will show up and they will show out. Gerald, what about that?
Although I love Chris Jones and George Karlaftis for the Kansas City Chiefs, I have to go with the Baltimore Ravens front seven simply because of those two dogs and linebacker Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, one of two linebacker duos with over 130 tackles and 6 passes defense. They are prototypical Baltimore Ravens linebackers, big linebackers that can run and hit. You had your Ray Lewis's, you had your C.J. Mosleys, now you have your Roquan Smiths and your Patrick Queens. These guys are dogs, so I have to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
What's something going on here, man? Something going on here, man.
This is going to be a fun comparison here because these are not just good groups, these are elite secondaries in the NFL. I love this Baltimore Ravens group, how they play collectively, but I'm actually going to give this nod here to the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a secondary at the line of scrimmage. They will get in your face. They are physical. Snead and McDuffie are not only physical and press, but they're also outstanding tacklers. So again, I don't think there's a wrong answer here with these two secondaries. They're both elite. I will lean towards the Kansas City Chiefs. Real quick, in Kurt's honor, is wearing a
All right, boys.
what looks like a Strauss
Lock it up.
sticker that says the logo on it. Eagle Ring Football is a quality store. Can we get some better merch?
Gotta say, Northern boys.
Good job, DJ.
Hey, hey.
Now let's talk about the head coaches
Very
over here.
cool.
This guy right here, John Harbaugh, actually coached
I like to use
for
these
Andy
bad
Reid
boys,
for 10 years over there in
because
Philadelphia. Now he's
unlike
doing his own thing and very well
unlike the
liked
fish
right
in
now.
Grandpa Robert's pond,
Advantage, well, you know what?
these some
He's
bitches
got
have teeth.
172 wins already. He's terrific. 282 wins. In fact, 24 playoff wins. You only got one guy in the world that has more playoff wins. That's Bill Belichick than Andy Reid. But I'll tell you, this guy right
Yeah,
here, they
cool.
both won Super Bowls. Are both terrific. This guy is a much better locker room dancer, and he would probably beat Andy
All
in
right,
a
guys.
40-yard dash. How does that figure
The
in?
Northern action.
Analytics over there,
Pretty
Cynthia.
cool. Get them back.
Absolutely expect you to dance just like John Harbaugh
Lock
at
it up,
my
bud,
wedding.
bro.
And that is also something that matters for the analytics team. Okay, well that doesn't. But the Ravens, they are the better analytics team. Both of these teams are actually
Cool.
the upper echelon in terms of analytics. But the Ravens, from everything to the draft, to preparation, to
We're on the board with an actual decent-sized fish. Excellent.
The analytics department of the Ravens, they are the best in the league.
Hey guys, how we doing? So I just got done ice fishing here. So I landed one northern and a perch, as you saw, but missed 2 big fish at the hole. I don't know what's going on with my rod. Something sketchy. I think my line was wrapped around the end of my rod on that last one. I was just fighting myself on the drag or something weird, but I'm gonna get a new line on there, maybe switch out the reels on it. And I don't know, I'll probably put a couple days worth of fishing in a video for you, but I'm gonna switch my gear a little bit and I'll be back in touch. All right, off to watch the frickin' Chiefs hopefully beat some ass. All right, see you guys, how's it going? So I'm just got off work. It's January 30th. I'm heading over to go fishing again. I left my house up Sunday after the, or I guess it would be before the Chiefs game, which, go Chiefs, baby. But yeah, broke off those 2 big fish and adjusted a little bit. I put all new line, a new reel. I put a larger reel with better drag and just larger on my rod. So I think that's going to work better for landing some of those bigger fish. I also think my line was last year's line. I totally rushed the whole situation. I usually always put new line on. The line like wrapped around the end of my rod and it was stupid. So anyway, hopefully I'll get some action tonight. Hopefully my rod will cooperate where I can land fish like I'm used to. No excuses at all. That shit's all on me as far as my gear or anything. I should be dialed in. But I should be good to go tonight. So it's kind of sketchy. It's been super warm, like warm enough to where it's gonna be pretty slushy. I don't feel like there's any safety issue because the ice was like a foot deep and there's a dude out there right now, the 4-wheeler, so that's some peace of mind. I think I am gonna just walk out on foot. But anyway, I'll stay in touch. Goal would be to catch some walleye. That's what I'm always going for, but northerns are fun as shit too, so we'll see what happens. So I'll stay in touch, guys. Let's go. How's it going, guys? I guess I should wait until it's a little less bumpy to talk here. So it's February 2nd, 2024. I'm heading out ice fishing. Actually my birthday, so let's go, baby. But I've been fishing over behind my in-laws' house here. Probably shouldn't say that, huh? It's been pretty good. But anyway, yeah, I'm heading over to fish right now. I want to say this will be my 3rd or 4th time fishing this year. Father-in-law actually caught a nice walleye the other day, so that's pretty cool. I broke off several big fish. I was actually at the bait shop today. It was pretty cool. There's a bait shop called Quality Bait in my town, and it's changed hands a couple times since I moved here 10 years ago. But the original owner sold it shortly after I moved here. But he mentored me in more ways than he could ever imagine. I'm sure a lot of like bait shop guys or even guys at pro shops or whatever do that for beginners, but I had never walleye fished when I moved up here. I mean, I was used to fishing farm ponds and stuff. So anyway, it was pretty cool to see him in the shop today. And then I'm sure he didn't remember me, but I told him the story about how he put some highlighter on a little map and sent me off with my new spinning rod and my slip bobber he had to show me how to use. And I actually landed a frickin' muskie that day on crappie tackle. So pretty neat story to share with him. So that was really cool. And he also, he sold me some jig heads, or told me to buy these jig heads with a super long hook on them. They kind of act almost like a steel leader, but as a hook, which he said would work for my break off. So we'll see. That's pretty damn cool too. So hopefully I can actually land a fish. I've had like 4 big ass fish on that I broke off. So just wanted to share that story with you, and just random, but thank you to all those guys that take a risk on having their own business, whether it be a bait shop or a pro shop or a bow shop. I wish I had the guts to do that someday. Maybe I will do something like that. But anyway, like I said, it's my birthday. I'm gonna fish for a couple hours. Then the wife and I are probably gonna go get dinner or something. I'll probably be fishing the next couple days. I'm off work all weekend. So goal, catch some damn walleye. In the midst of that, if we catch some northerns, that'd be pretty dope too. Yeah, this will probably be one of my last big weekends on the ice, just because it's getting like 45 degrees and stuff during the day with my work schedule. I doubt I'm going to get out much more after this. So we're going to give her hell this weekend, try to get you some good content, some good fish on the ice. All right, let's go. Hey guys, just heads up. I'm just getting the house all set up. And yeah, we're in about 15 inches ice, even though it looks kind of sketchy out here. Not that you can see that, but not much actual snow on the ice at all. But I just got the house all staked back down. The stakes had kind of thawed out from the nicer weather. I'm going to get all set up and then actually get to fishing. So I'll be in touch on that. All right, let's go. So I'm gonna set a tip here. I'm gonna set a couple tip ups up in my shack here. I'm putting bigger line. I broke off a bunch the other day, so I'm gonna put some bigger line. Fluorocarbon 8-pound. I had some in my box. I'm gonna go ahead and put some bigger line on, but while I do that, I gotta have some lines in the water, man. So essentially, I'm gonna put a couple tip ups, which you would normally put out like on the open ice and just kind of keep an eye out. But I'm gonna put them right in my shack just so I feel like I'm doing something here. So just heads up, I've showed you this before, but I'll do it again. So this is it's like a little reel thing on the bottom of this, and the line's in there like that. I like to shackle rig, so I make sure that I get the actual fish that might strike it. It's just more chances. But anyway, I lower this down in the hole just like I would when I'm bobber fishing or whatever. But just to show you real quick, like once this is down, I actually hook this in there, and then if the fish pulls on this line, check this out. Oh shit, I got a fish. And this will just start spinning like crazy. So it's a pretty cool ass way, especially like when it's nice out, to put these out. If you got a bunch of people, you put them out on the ice and everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and just do it in here so that I feel like I'm not just pissing away my fishing time here. So you can't really see the fish finder right now, but I can see as I lower it down, I can see like what depth my bait's going to. So that's gonna make it super easy for me to be able to set this and then just kind of at least have some kind of chance of a fish while I'm sitting here fooling around with this restringing this other rod. So boom and boom, I'm officially in the water. And I had this just kind of sitting on the bottom before I thought to do that. So this son of a bitch is coming up, and I'm gonna do and my bait's gone, so that's cute, but I'm gonna do the same thing in this hole as well with my other tip up. And who knows, at least feel like I'm not sitting here wasting some valuable fishing time while I string up the other rod. I missed, my father-in-law had a tip up go off the other day, and he was a good dude and let me try to land the fish, and I definitely missed it. You can't see it, but I've got fish all over my tip up right now. There's like a graph where I can see what's going on down there. So that's a good sign. I like to hook these fish one on each side. It's kind of like it's a shackle rig essentially. I use the same exact thing times 10 on muskie. I use these big ass sucker minnows in the fall, and you hook them the same way. But yeah, I've just missed so many damn fish on these tip ups that I started using those. Oh, the water's so clear I can see my lure all the way down there. That's crazy. Minnow, I should say. In Minnesota, you can only have 2 lines in the water. So once I get my other shit all figured out, I'll have to I will have to can't even see my lure. Once I get my other rod ready, I'll have to pull these in. It's going to be freaking hilarious if I catch a fish like this. So essentially I'm sitting about 3 foot off the bottom. I have 2 minnows just chilling, just swimming around on the bottom right now is what these 2 tip ups are. Totally unconventional to use these like this, but I've officially got both my lines in the water now, doing similar to what I'm going to be doing. The rod I'm stringing up is going to just be sitting there on a float. So alright, let's see what happens. I'm going to get strung up here. Perfect. Let's go, baby. All right. So this is my setup here. I kind of described it earlier, but this isn't really conventional. But I got a tip up sitting here. Got my regular dead stick here. Got some minnow action floating down there about 3 foot off the bottom. This deal here is pretty cool. This is called a flasher. So those that aren't familiar with this, I'll try to get it to zoom in good. So that shows you that I'm 18.5 feet essentially. Is what it's more like 20 something, but it's kind of sketchy when you got to figure the ice or whatever. But let's just say I'm at 18 foot. So the red that you see there, where the damn camera is, but the red that you see like right there, that's the bottom, just heads up. So like if you were to see my lure here, let's see if I can move it for you. That blue one is my rod in my hand. I'm moving it. So you can see the lure actually fall. There's actually a fish coming up when we look at it. So that stuff that's happening there right next to it is actually fish coming up off the bottom. So you'll see things come out of that red, like a red mark is a decent sized fish. And then what I'm doing is I'm sitting here watching my float, and when that goes down, typically you want to let it go down a little ways and then set the hook. But haven't had much action at all. The reason that yellow mark is so big is that's my tip up, is like a big ass minnow with a little shaka rig like I showed you earlier. But yeah, that essentially, both my baits are chilling right around where that yellow and blue is. And yeah, I'm just sitting here watching this. The flasher's just kind of cool to see when something's going to happen. The reality is that flag will fly up or my bobber will go down. So even if I didn't have that flasher, that's what I would really be looking for. But it's kind of cool. Well, just like right now, you can see that red mark on there. So I'm going to get ready, honestly, and see if something's about to go down. Let's go, baby.
Been friends with everybody, Danny and Jim, and Unitas before he passed away, and David. So it's a fun group to be associated with. I know that.
Yeah, well, we're all lucky that you
I don't have an answer.
Well, you just gave the answer. I think you did give the answer, and I think it was just like every other generation of Pittsburghers. Whenever you're in high school, when you're underage, you can certainly find Iron City or Ice and Light, you know, whatever. And a little bit of river water make you feel good. Have you tried? They got Icy Light Mango. I think. They got an Icy Light Mango. Delightful.
Got something going our way, boys.
Delightful. Actually.
I'll have to give it a try.
It might be me caught up in my own line over there, I bet.
Yeah. I've been doing Guinness now for a while. I felt like we were over in Ireland with the girls. This is the craziest story. It's like it actually was cheaper.
All right, got us an order here, boys.
Ship them back home than it is to buy them here.
The like actual jumping horses you're talking about?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be a little careful here because I'm caught up in my tip up, which is what I thought might have happened here.
Over there, and
For northern action.
He said to me, "Hey, when the girls are done jumping, we're gonna go get us
Nice. That hook worked well.
a pint." He goes, "A pint of Guinness."
So we are going to get this fish back.
I guess, I wasn't really
Not keeping northerns today, guys. Let's go, baby.
He comes back, he goes up, go sit down, I'll get it. And he comes back and they go, "Well, where's the bigger?"
Very cool. First fish of the night there, guys.
I go, "What do you mean?"
So let's get a couple things going here.
And after
I
the
need
first
to
one, every day,
get my line out of my tip up.
Isn't it about time
Just a
for
little
lights?
Pat McAfee Joe Montana action over here. Don't mind that.
But been with Guinness ever since. It's been a while.
We just saw a photo of you with your Guinness gear on. Boy.
Sierra, that it might be 2, or maybe the Niners would have been overwhelming in the NFC. And that would make us look at Herbert so differently as opposed to a guy who hasn't reached his potential. And so that's what I was trying to ask you. Like, who do you think's better? Not who would you rather have, who do you think's better? I'll give you some names. Brock Purdy or Justin Herbert? I mean,
There we go, boys. That's the right fish now. Hold up now. Easy, pal.
I'm taking a little college restaurant.
Got us a walleye.
You take Burrow.
Nice. My first eater-sized walleye of the year. That is what I'm talking about, guys. Look at that. That is a real nice fish, actually. Oh, what are we working with? We've got...
So the reason I was doing this exercise is because I do feel like a lot of people who are looked at...
About a 20-inch walleye here, guys. So we are going to keep a walleye like this we catch. So I'm going to get my lure back in the water. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Which I did the other day. I had 15. I think if you did it, you would have him 13. And yet this golden there exists. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.
Got a freaking tip up, boys.
February segment so hot that my grandma started watching it again after dry January. It's upset alert. Chiefs underdogs yet again.
Not sure what we got here, boys.
Curious how we're gonna do this. I'm just gonna talk about my Chiefs. The line is going to 2.5, which is disrespectful and bodes poorly for San Francisco. Mahomes as an underdog in his career, including the playoffs, 9-3, 1-1 against the spread. Yards, 320s, 36 touchdowns, and 10 receptions.
So he's better as an underdog than as a favorite.
Yes, it's very strange. Now, Broussard, I'm not going to ask you for your take here because we have all next week. I am going to ask for an update on where you are in your take.
This is tough. I will say this, I'm surprised the Niners are favored. I think the Chiefs should be favored. But I am finding ammunition for both teams. I'm deep in study.
Not a lot of you have a
No, because I'm trying to figure out everybody.
staying up late studying.
I'm really notice one way or the other. I still
I'm going to assume.
Holy shit, guys.
Assuming
We just got a big-ass walleye.
here.
Holy fuck.
I haven't picked either one of these teams. There's no flip-flop. My teams are out.
Hey, how we doing, guys? So I'm officially gonna have to stop fishing. I got a pretty good mark on my finder here that I just can't get to bite. Caught 2 walleye. You can see down there, real nice fish there, and then a considerably smaller. I think it's like a 20 and a 22. So best night I've had. I caught a couple walleye the other night, but they were pretty small. But so yeah, tonight was a northern 2 walleye. I missed a couple too, so I really like this spot. Like even right now I'm watching, you can kind of tell the way they behave. Like walleye like to come up off the bottom and kind of come up to your bait and then go down, up and down. You just kind of got to get them to bite or wait them out. And northerns a lot of times just come in full attack mode, and pretty sure there's several more walleye down there that I just can't get to go. So it's a little windy, but there's only a few hours of wind, so I'm gonna leave my house out again. I'm gonna make sure it's staked down real good, but I'm honestly gonna be out here first thing in the morning. Like I said earlier, it's my birthday, so the wife and I are gonna go get some chow tonight. But yeah, 2 good walleye. These will be plenty to have a real nice meal, so I'm fired up about that. And then I'm off all weekend, so if the fish are biting, that's going to be pretty badass. So I'm going to keep fishing this weekend. I'm going to sign off for tonight. This is what I got going on in the house right now. Hopefully, I'm not even sure, but hopefully you saw it earlier. I landed that fish on a tip-up. Like I said, not conventional to use one in the house, but it's pretty badass to do. Here's my flasher. You could probably maybe see, you know, there's some action going on down there. So yeah, guys, that's what I got going on. So I'm gonna sign off until next time. Yeah, hopefully you'll see me tomorrow catching some more fish. Let's go. Morning, guys. So I heading back to fish this morning here, February 3rd. Caught those couple real nice walleye last night. Got those all cleaned up after dinner last night. So I'm gonna go out for a few hours, and I'm probably gonna pull my house. Walking off the lake last night got pretty dicey. It's like thawing out around the edge, and as much as it's a little bit risky and probably fine, I'm gonna be leery of that a little bit. No more than I've been around ice and stuff. I ain't trying to fall through, so I'm gonna go ahead and fish for a couple hours, pull the house. I just got these frickin' little ice cleats at the Cormorant store, so clutch, guys. I didn't have much faith. It saved me a trip to Menards, and these I think are honestly better for ice fishing than the ones I sell at the store. So anyway, we'll see. Maybe catch a couple, 2 or 3 more fish, and then I may just pull the house. Honestly, I got some things to do around the house, and I've got like a whole year worth of video to start cutting. I never finished up turkey season last year, or deer season, or now this few ice fishing outings, so kind of been putting it off. So yeah, I think I might get into a little bit of that. So I'll keep in touch. Next time you see me, hopefully I will be pulling a walleye through the ice, guys. So I'll keep in touch. Hey guys, how we doing? So I'm heading to the house. Just stopped in a Cormorant store. Got a little lots of matzo action and some monsters. I'm gonna smash some food. I didn't catch anything this morning, honestly. So I had a few bites in that. Not a great time to fish during the day this time of year, but ain't a bad place to drink some coffee and watch some freaking sports shows and YouTube and shit. So anyway, it's gonna be ridiculously warm this coming week, like 48 degree style. So like I said, I pulled the house off the lake. I don't know if I'll get back out at all this year or not. I suspect maybe it'll get, it looks like it's gonna cool down in a few weeks, but honestly, may or may not be my last hoorah on the ice this year. I was glad I could get a couple walleye through the ice last night. Obviously you saw that. But yeah, otherwise, guys, off to the next thing. That's kind of my style, after ice season, it's, turkey season's the next thing. There's going to be a lot of editing of all the footage from 2023. I've already started working out and trying to get in shape other than the pizza, so don't judge me. But I've got an elk hunt coming up again this September, so I'm preparing for that. It'll be from now on thing, going to the gym and rucking and doing all that fun stuff. So, but anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Some of y'all do it. Some of y'all are from Missouri and you're kind of learning some new stuff. So I thought that'd be pretty cool too. I know it's been a pretty awesome, sport for me to learn, is the ice fishing and all that. So, all right, guys, till next time, I'm out. See ya.